On today's show, we catch up on past guests.
She rules the house. It's Amelia's way or no way. Everybody bowed down to Millie because she'd just either kick you, spit at your head, but yeah, I'm not the mum. I'm not the adult. I'm a doormat.
I failed as a father. I've failed. I took the old man up and I failed.
You have not been there emotionally.
No, that's why I'm here.
You have been completely
That's why I'm
detached.
Here.
But I can forgive the affair. What I can't forgive Joe is that he walked out on the children.
So you can't move on from that?
I can't. I felt like I didn't bond with Adam.
Did you feel bad for that?
I felt that bad. I even turned around to my mum and said, can I give him back? And it made me feel really bad as a mother to say that.
If you're sleeping in separate rooms, what relationship is there?
That's like we said to each other the other day, I just feel like flatmates. I can come in and she, like the other night, she was upset when I come in. She don't want to be touched.
Do you feel that way?
I really didn't think this would happen to me. I just don't want to feel like this neighbour.
Hello and a warm welcome to the show. Today I'm taking a look back and catching up with some of the families that came onto my show and finding out if they've managed to put into practice the advice I gave them. But first, you may remember my first family. Trisha got in touch because she said that ever since her husband Andrew walked out on her and their 3 children last year, their 8-year-old daughter Amelia's behaviour had spiralled out of control.
My name's Trisha Guest. Been married 7 years, we've got 3 children, Lisa 16, Bradley 13, Amelia 8. I'm having problems with Millie's behaviour. She rules the house. It's Amelia's way or no way. It's very much whatever Amelia says goes.
Don't bust me.
Oh! You try putting her to bed, she'll swing off the bed. She'll throw things about. You try telling her off, she just gives you back chat. 2 seconds to that bed.
2 seconds to get in that bed, Millie.
Get to bed!
Get to bed!
She'll spit at me. She knows what buttons to press to wind people up.
Cranky bitch! Cranky bitch!
And she's very, very good at doing it. Ow! I'm a nervous wreck. I'm constantly tired. I've got constant headaches. I'm not chasing. What you doing, one Millie? I sit and I sob my heart out on night because I'm just totally exhausted with everything.
Welcome, Trisha.
Hi.
Not easy to watch. And you've been living like this for years. Can you give me some history? Can you talk to me about how you got yourself to this place right now?
Amelia's always been a difficult child. Ever since she was little, she's always been wanting to be the head of the family. Andrew's never ever been there. He's never brought Millie up. Me and Lisa have brought Millie up. That's my 16-year-old. And it's just gradually got worse over the years. And then it sort of escalated when Andrew walked out on the family last June. But he didn't just walk out on me, he actually walked out on the children. The children saw everything when he walked out the door. And he actually swore at Amelia when he walked out.
Let's just go back a little bit here. So you're saying Amelia was always a difficult child,
yeah,
and she wanted to rule roost. What do you mean by that?
Whatever Millie said went, basically. Everybody bowed down to Millie because she'd just either kick you, spit at you, hit you, headbutt you. I'm not the mum. I'm not the adult. I'm a doormat.
Explain to me now about your relationship with Andrew. Because you said he walked out and the kids saw it and...
He walked out 8 months ago.
OK, and you were together for how long?
20 years.
Why?
He had an affair behind my back.
What happened?
He said nothing physical went on. It was just all over Facebook, but he was trying to start a new life with this woman. I've read some of the messages that were on Facebook. It was very, very hurtful. Very, very hurtful, because all the things he was saying to her he's never ever said to me.
What?
Yeah. You're my princess, you're the girl I've always wanted. Trisha never gives me love. I've never wanted Trisha. I've never been happy with Trisha. You're the woman that I've always wanted.
What about Lisa?
Andrew and Lisa have never seen eye to eye. In heated arguments, Andrew will turn around and say he hates Lisa. He wishes that she was dead, doesn't want to be around her. And since he's walked out and left, Lisa doesn't want anything to do with her dad. She's given me the ultimatum of basically, either if Dad comes back, I'm leaving, I want to go and live somewhere else.
And your relationship now, if he left 8 months ago?
We get on. We have to get on because of the children. I do love him. Don't get me wrong, Joe, I do love him. But when he walked out, he didn't just walk out as my husband, he walked out as my soulmate, my best friend.
So you feel like you've lost your best friend as well?
Yeah. Yeah. He's never been there for me. He's never helped me in the house. He'd rather be out in his shed and ignore everything that's going on in the house. So really, physically, I've brought the children up as a single parent. It's hard work. It's really, really tough.
I'd love, obviously, to meet Andrew and your daughter as well. Let's take a look at some tape.
Lisa's 16, lovely child. She's my rock. If she finds me upset, she'll sort the other two out. I can't do with Millie.
Yes. Look at me.
Mum can't do it all on her own. So it's like, if Mum tries to tell Millie or badly off and don't listen, I've got to then step in and... Now, Millie, please.
No, I want to sleep in your bed. Friends, you can't make me.
Our family's just like apart, really. Like, it's not even a family.
Andrew left the family home end of June last year. Very, very difficult situation.
Biggest mistake of my life. That's why gone upside down, basically.
Mel.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Does everyone want to come too?
3.
Me and my dad aren't close at all, and we've like not been since I was little. And it's like, he's always there for like Millie and Bradley and does stuff with them, but it's like never ever me.
It makes me feel as though I'm not adequate as a parent. You know, why am I here? What am I doing?
Andrew and Lisa's relationship, they don't have one. Andrew will probably say that he loves Lisa to bits, but Lisa doesn't love her dad. She's got no respect for her dad at all.
It's just upsetting that you've never been there for me, like, since I was little. You've always been there for Millie and Bradley, but like, never me.
Why didn't you say something like this before?
I do tell you all the time, but it just goes through one ear and out the other, Dad.
Lisa, how do you tell your dad that you want time with him? How do you feel like he may hear what you have to say?
We hardly even talk, to be fair.
We can't talk. Basically, if I say something to her, it's, oh, shut up, Dad. It makes me feel as though I have lost her as a daughter, and it just makes you want to, you know, get on her and say, now, you know, what have I done wrong? Why are we like this?
No, but it's that, like, everything what's happened in the past, you always bring it up. You wonder why I get upset and everything, but it's like my past that you bring up, the past that I don't want to be brought up anymore. And then what you do to Mum, how you hurt Mum all the time. And I hate seeing Mum upset, I hate it.
I hate seeing you upset.
So why do you make her upset then?
That person that made that of 8 months ago has gone. He has. Honestly, he has gone.
Where did that man go, and where was that man? Who was that man? And
8 months ago, he was stupid. Basically, he got a little bit of attention, took it to another level, and regretted it. We'd got into a rut. 20 years is a long time to be with someone, and the norm of a day's running, it'll be, you know, I'll come home, be tea, go outside into the shed, doing what I wanted to do. Then it'll be shout, Millie wants to put into bed, right? Go and put Millie to bed, come back outside, back into the shed.
You never put Millie to bed, Andrew. It'd be, I'll be in 5 minutes, I'll be in 5 minutes, I'll be in 5 minutes.
But I did come in and do her.
No, you didn't, because by the time you got in, right?
Mum had already done it.
I'd already put her to bed, and then that'd spark an argument because I'd been shouting at you for the last hour to come in and put Millie to bed. Millie has a bedtime routine.
I haven't been there.
Andrew. No, I'm going to step in here. Hang on a minute. Every night you'd come in from work, and you'd do it purposely. You'd go out smack bang on tea time or smack bang out on bedtime.
You know, so you don't have to come in.
So then you know that you don't have to come in and help. And then who's it always brought down to? Lisa. Then all I'd get is, I'll be 5 minutes, I'll be 5 minutes. By that point, Millie's then already getting past tiredness. So then Lisa's then having to step in and put Millie to bed because he's still out in his shed.
Right, let's just see more of this. Let's just see more of this. Let's look at the tape.
Me and Andrew are not singing off the same hymn sheet.
How are we going to sort things out if you can't own up and you can't realise and say to me that, look, hang on, something's gone on, we need to sort this out, we need to stand up and we need to realise and work at things and work at what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but I tried telling you stuff and you go off in a temper tantrum.
All right, yeah, all right.
We don't discipline the children. It's one rule for Andrew, one rule for me. 5, 4, We do not have the same views of disciplining the children. I've told you shouldn't have to tell you.
It makes me feel frustrated because I'm trying to bring them up to do the right thing. And when they're starting to misbehave,
I've told you shouldn't have to watch the telly.
let me sort them out. You know, it frustrates you. It really does.
Not.
But I want my tea.
No, you said you don't want it now.
Get eating now.
No.
Eat it, Trish.
What's that showing now?
No, she said she wanted to eat it, so
She just said she didn't want to
she's eating it. For God's sake.
Well, who's doing what?
Who's on their phone all the time?
I know.
I'm trying to put discipline into Millie. She said she didn't want her tea. She gave me the plate. Yeah? Then you're going, I'll just give her a tea. If she said she wants it, give her it. No, she said she didn't want it, but she was going to eat it. And then it turned out that she didn't eat it in any case.
After the break, more family conflict, plus find out how the family reacted when I told them a few home truths.
Still to come on Family Matters.
I don't want you back in the family home at the moment. The kids need to be sorted out. The kids need a stable life. The kids
How
need
can the
to...
kids have a stable life if we can't be stable with each other?
Do you want a committed relationship together or not?
Welcome back. Today we are taking a look at some of the families that came onto the show and to see some exclusive footage of what happened when they got home. But first, let's check in with the guest family who are struggling to cope when Dad Andrew left the family home. Take a look at this.
Do you discipline the kids? I mean, do you give them warnings? Do you give them expectations?
If they're naughty, they'll get a good hiding. Not a good hiding, but you know, get a clap around the lug or a slap around the backside. And I think Trisha thinks that sort of approach isn't how to treat a child.
It isn't how to treat a child.
But kind of neither's this either. I mean,
No.
Andrew, just look at this tape for a moment, please. I mean, how is that discipline either? Like Millie's misbehaving earlier. Are you on the phone? I mean, where's the interaction there? Like, where's the relationship?
There's none, and that's why we're here. That's why I'm starting now, and I want to sort things out.
Well, starting now, she's 8 years old, Andrew.
Exactly. I have missed 8 years.
Excuse me. Can you just? This is what we don't want. This is what we don't want. This is why we're here. I want you to be able to say what you feel, but let's do this civilised. Let's do this in a mature fashion, okay? Trisha, Karen, please.
She's 8, Andrew. 8 years old. You should have been there from day dot. She cries out for your attention. Hotel last night, right? I want a kiss, Millie. No, Daddy. So I made her give you a kiss.
And that's what makes me feel as though
but then I made her
I
give
have
you
done
a
wrong.
kiss to try and build that relationship back up. And what did she get? Go away, Millie. It's second thought now. Just go away. I don't want to know you. How does that make an 8-year-old feel? Yes, I had to force the situation. Yes, I had to force her to give you a
You
kiss.
shouldn't have to force it though.
Yeah, but...
And I've realised that now, and this is the reason why I want to sort things out so that we can get back on track and get back as a family. And from this moment on, now is going to be totally different. Everything is going to be around the family.
But you've said
it's
that
going to be
before.
around the family life.
You've said that before, Dad, and you've never even made an effort. It's like you said that you tried changing. You change for like a week and then you go back to the same old self again.
But I can't. Why can't you tell me? If I've done something wrong, why can't you tell me?
We do try and tell you, but you don't listen.
We can't go on as a family if we don't sing from the same hymn sheet. It's like she said on there. If we don't sing from the same hymn sheet, what's the point in trying to discipline your children?
Well, there are millions of families that do that separated. That there are millions of families who right now work together in making sure that their commitment to their children are done between the pair of them. I had an opportunity to talk to Amelia, and I'd like you to watch this because I think it will be an eye-opener. So we've come down today because Mum and Dad are going to talk to me about how they can just talk together and get on the same page.
Well, they usually always argue and they always say mean things to each other.
Do they? Like what?
Like rude words.
What do you mean?
Like all the naughty words that young children can't really say.
How do you feel like when all this is going on, when they're always arguing and swearing at each other? You know, what do you feel about all this?
That it's not fair on all the other kids.
You just don't think it's fair that they're arguing so much?
Yeah. Because, like, when we were in the hotel, they were arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were arguing about, but it sounded like my dad was shouting and screaming at her.
And what about your sister?
Well, when she's nice, she's really nice, but when she's bad, she's evil.
What does that mean, like evil? Like, what kind of things are evil?
Making us tidy up.
Making you tidy up?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
You have to tidy up?
Yeah.
Never. So if I today could speak to mum and dad,
Yeah.
OK, to help them as parents, OK, what would I be doing today? What do you think I could do?
Tell my mum and dad to stop arguing because it really gets on mine, Bradley's and Lisa's feelings.
What kind of feelings do you have when they get like that?
Really sad feelings because I always feel like they're going to break up and Dad has to move back to his mum's.
Right. So the sad feelings, the upset feelings are because that you don't want Daddy to leave.
Yeah.
You don't want Daddy to go to his mum's.
Yeah.
What do you want, Amelia?
I just want our family to get back together and it just to work back out.
You won't get no truer word.
You won't.
Than from that little 8-year-old, that's for sure.
Yeah, another one that's grown up too fast.
I just think one that's got a head on her shoulders and is actually seeing, day in and day out, the same stuff you're seeing every day, Lisa.
Yeah.
There's not just me that's done wrong things. She's done wrong things in the past as well.
You always
and
bring
it's
up stuff.
everything. I know we always bring up stuff. That's the way life will be. It's a fight and winning relationship, isn't it?
Hang on, I said to you last night, I'm no angel. I'm not going to sit here and portray myself as an angel. And I'm not. I've never said I'm going to come here and do
I
that.
ain't an angel either.
I'm just as bad as probably what you are. I made a mistake a couple of years ago, but I never brought my family into it, right?
What mistake?
Me and Andrew had split up. We'd had a lot of money worries. Andrew had been out of work. I'd had a one-night stand. Didn't fetch the children into it. Me and Andrew worked together. It was a stupid mistake. It was over and done with one night. That was it. 3 years he made my life a living hell. And I mean, 3 years. I was downtrodden, I was insulted in front of the children. It'd get to the point where I'd lose my temper. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but I'd throw things in temper. But I'd rather throw an ornament, I'd rather throw a cup than turn around and hit him or hit one of the children. I get my frustration out that way. We've even moved house to get away from this, to make a fresh start, to build our relationship back up again. And we were both prepared to do this. We moved into a new house. It was brilliant. And then Andrew goes and walks out in the family. Now, I'm not saying I can forgive what he's done.
I can't forgive myself.
I can forgive the affair. What I can't forgive, Joe, is that he walked out on the children.
So you can't move on from that?
I can't.
OK, let's go back to the tape, please.
It's going to fall apart. It's majorly... It's fallen apart now. I'm very much let the kids just run riot, and I shouldn't, because I just feel so low and so fed up at the moment of life. I'll be totally honest, I could walk out the door and never come back.
What I want is for my family to be able to get all back together and just like be happy and like not have any like, obviously there's going to be arguments, but like not big arguments, and like all living under the same house getting on like families should.
I'm trying my damned hardest to help Trisha, be there for her. And because of what's happened in the past, she's not letting me help her and put a bit more structure in and to build bridges with her.
I'm trying my damned hardest and it just doesn't seem good enough. It's very, very tough that I've got no support from anybody.
Lisa, what do you really want from your dad?
I want him to step up and actually be a dad like he should be. Be there for Millie and Bradley, because I've never had it, and I want them to have it. I want you to be there for them.
So regardless to whether your mum and dad are together, You want a relationship with your dad?
Yeah, I do. And it can work, but it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. And for that, you have to put the effort in.
And are you prepared to do that?
Yeah. If he's prepared to do it, I'll
Are you
do it.
prepared to forgive and forget?
Yeah, as long as you start treating mum right. As long as you start treating me right, how you should.
I'm prepared now, and I'm prepared to say anybody, I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, right? Let's just put them all behind us and try and work and sort this family out.
But, yes, I totally agree with you. But at the end of the day, Andrew, look at this lass. She's broke down. She's beaten down. She's had
grown
enough.
up too quick.
I've had to grow up.
Yeah, you've had to
I've
grow
had
up.
to, 'cause
You've had
Sean
to
never
grow up.
left.
Why has she had to grow up?
Because I haven't been the person that I should have been. She's had to stand up and be me, basically.
Lisa, can I ask you to leave now?
Okay.
And I'm going to carry on talking to your mum and dad. All right, let's talk now the kids are not here. Grow up. Grow up, Andrew. Grow up being the operative word. Lisa's a child.
She is.
Okay? A child. She's been forced into situations because you did not step up as a father and do what you should have been doing, raising your children. Okay? You have not been there emotionally.
No, that's why I'm
here. You have been
That's
completely
why I'm here.
detached. It's about the relationship you have with your daughter. Get to know her. Who are her friends? What is she interested in? What music does she like? What fashion is she into? Whether you're interested or not, get to know your daughter. Make the effort.
It's hard. Me being a man in a woman's thing. You know,
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
If it was Bradley, it'd be totally different.
No,
because
it's an
then-
excuse. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. Do you want a committed relationship together or not?
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment. Okay.
Things need to be worked out, Andrew. Things have got to be ironed out, and at the moment, every time we have an argument, it's thrown back at me.
We need to work at this now, then.
We do need to work at it, but I don't want you back in the family home at the moment. The kids need to be sorted out. The kids need a stable life. The kids
How
need
can
to
the
be...
kids have a stable life if we can't be stable with each other?
Because you can step up and do what you're supposed to do as a father. And I have to say as well, for yourself, okay, it really is a poor excuse to have put Lisa in the position to have to be a parent because of Andrew's shortcoming. At the end of the day, that young girl should have been able to have the childhood she deserved to have. It's one thing if the pair of you do not want to be together, but for God's sake, the pair of you better grow up and realise that you have children. You have to. You can't use that against the father either. Quite clearly, the children are being used in the middle here as a tool, okay? Right now, there is damage that has been done in your relationship, okay? Quite clearly, you are very hurt, very angry, and you have to give yourself time, okay, to be able to heal from that emotional scarring. And Andrew, you have some work to do as well.
A lot of work.
You have both hurt each other. And you will both need to work on that with the friends and family that you have and yourselves. But at play right now, there are children who need you both. Somewhere, Trisha, you're going to need to find a backbone to realise that you cannot expect your daughter to step up and play the role of the father. She's not. She's their sister. And if you keep putting her in that place, then the younger ones are going to resent her. They're going to resent her. And you're robbing them of having a sibling relationship. You tell me right now, 2 things that you've learnt about yourself that you need to change, okay, in order to be the mum that these children need.
My attitude towards the children and to let my children grow up. That's
And learn
what
to
I
say
know.
no.
And I need to say no to them.
Okay, yourself.
Be a father. Grow up. Stop putting myself first. And just say let them be kids.
I want you to remember that moving forward, because this isn't about doing this, you. This is about taking responsibility and accountability for what you're going to do to change. Stop blaming each other and looking at a mirror reflection. Work on yourselves, so that your kids can have what they deserve.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not a fight.
At least be amicable for the children. Don't let these kids pay the price because you guys haven't looked at yourselves close enough.
Yeah.
Can we agree to that moving forward?
Agree.
Thank you.
Jo's advice on the show, she basically told us that to let Lisa be a child, not let to be the second parent in the family, let her to get back the brother and sister relationship that she should have had with Millie and Bradley a long time ago, which we've done. We've taken a step back and Andrew's now taking more a role in the family.
Yeah, I think basically it was just told to grow up and start taking responsibility for what you've got and not what you're letting everybody else do.
And Lisa now is being the child that Lisa should have been a long, long time ago, and it's lovely to see her with her brothers and sisters as a brother and sister and not as a second parent.
Me and my dad have got on loads better. Millie, her attitude as well towards me and towards mum as well has changed.
I feel a lot happier. My sister's been nice to me. My mum hasn't been arguing with my dad. My dad hasn't been arguing with my mum.
It's getting there, isn't it?
After the break, another family who'd reached crisis point.
Still to come on Family Matters.
I felt like I didn't bond with Adam.
Did you feel bad for that?
I felt that bad. I even turned around to my mum and said, can I give him back? And it made me feel really bad as a mother to say that.
Welcome back and thank you for joining me today. My next family came on as they desperately needed my help bringing their family back together again. Take a look at what happened.
My name's Lisa and I've been with my partner Dave for nearly 7 years now, and we've got a son together and his name's Adam and he's 14 months old.
My partner Lisa, she has got postnatal depression and she's really struggling with Adam.
I get upset if Adam gets upset. Adam, come on. I can't sleep. I'm always thinking about him, worrying about him. It's exhausting. I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm a bad mum. If he starts crying, it's like someone screaming in my head. If I lose my temper, which I don't like, I might swear, but then I feel bad because I'm swearing at my son. Or if I have to correct him, I feel terrible about to correct him. If he's moaning or crying, I could end up crying as well. Come on.
We used to go out nearly every weekend, like couples do. And we used to stay at each other's side all the time. But like now, it's just completely different. Since Adam was born, we've slept in separate rooms. See, I think because we've got into this routine, we just feel like flatmates, to be honest. There's no relation there, really.
I tried to talk to him about stuff, but intimacy-wise, it's not there. We tried to hug each other or give each other a kiss and ask how day is.
She don't want me touching her, she don't want to be sleeping in the same room. She's all Adam at the minute. And you do feel pushed out. Well, I do feel pushed out.
Welcome, the pair of you. Welcome. What is it that you feel for when you watch the videotape? What did you see?
I just get upset, just with Adam crying and the way Dave feels.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't bond with Adam.
Yeah. Did you feel bad for that? Did
Yeah,
you feel
I
like you
felt bad.
should?
Yeah.
Did you have this ideal in your head that it was going to be a certain way and then it wasn't?
Yeah, I felt that bad. I even turned around to my mum and said, can I give him back? And it made me feel really bad as a mother to say that.
Yeah.
Because, Dave was bonding perfectly with him. I had a bad labour, so the first month I had to bed rest, so I couldn't do anything. So Dave fed him, day and night. And I think that's why I felt like I couldn't bond. And then I panicked.
So you felt like when you were holding Adam, you didn't feel anything. You didn't feel any kind of connection.
No.
Any kind of
mother
bonding.
instincts. No, like, I know what he needs. I know what that cry is. I know what this cry is at. I mean, in the hospital, I tried to breastfeed.
Yes.
Because I really wanted to have that bond. But the baby couldn't latch on, and then I think I felt like I'd failed because I couldn't breastfeed.
Yes.
So in the end, I just decided to bottle feed him.
It was hard watching it.
You just got on with it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you went back to work?
Yeah. Because I work shifts, so I'm not there in the daytime. And then
Okay. And how was that for you then?
Well, I was terrified
You
when
used to be
Dad
panicking, didn't you?
work. I was literally petrified. to be
knowing that she's
alone
left with the baby on her own.
with the baby. Yeah.
So you felt scared of what?
She's
anything
crying,
happens to
anything.
the baby, you know.
So you got extreme anxiety then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to meet your mum.
Thanks.
Let's meet your mum. I know she's here today.
I know Lisa misses her mum.
I have been close to my mum all my life, really. And we got more close, I think, when my parents split up. She's someone that I look up to.
I'm Janice, I'm Lisa's mum, and I've got grandson, Adam. Joe's been contacted because Lisa needs help. It's as if there's nowhere else to go. We've heard and we've seen such a lot as to what Joe can do. She's overwhelmed.
Adam? No.
She worries. She wants nothing but the best for Adam. She just wants the best for him. Things like having a shower, getting the breakfast, seeing to Adam. It's such a big chore because of the depression. She finds that very difficult. Lisa needs help. She's so frustrated. She doesn't like to feel like this. It's heartbreaking because I just want them as a family to be happy.
What, you going to start me off? There we are. Oh, word. So, what do you see happening?
Well, she's made the decision to come on the show.
Yes.
And to ask for your help, because it is very difficult. I'm sorry. It's difficult watching your daughter go through this, because I know, being a mother myself, I've always been proud for my girls. And I just wanted to be as happy as what I was when I had my two daughters, because it's a wonderful thing, and Adam's so adorable. I never want to give him back. I just wanted to get as much help, if there is any help at all.
So what is it that you feel when you're actually in his company now and that you're left with him?
I think it's just the crying that gets to her now.
Yeah, it's just the crying.
It's not so much worrying, you know, if he's got stomach pains or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
It's
that
the
kind
crying,
of worry,
but
it's the
then
crying.
It is also if, like, when Dave comes home, because we have different rooms.
So what have you got, 3 rooms or?
2 rooms.
So where are you sleeping then?
Because we've got a double bed in the cut room. Like,
You're sleeping in the baby's room?
because he always gets...
Why is that?
Because he always wakes up, he's never slept through.
Right, OK, so he hasn't slept through?
I mean, I says I'd do that as well, because obviously if he's getting up and then I'm getting out of the same bed, I'm waking Lisa up, and then she can't get back to sleep then because she's worrying about him.
Yeah.
Like now, she still worries if he's too cold or...
What is it that you're worried about?
If he's coughing and he's sick, or if he's cold, or...
What's the worst case scenario? What is it that you're fearful of?
If he dies or if he chokes or something.
So that's what you're fearful of? You have alarms? Have you got your...
Yeah, we've got a monitor.
You've got your
stuff like
monitor?
that. Yeah.
I mean...
You got your baby monitor?
Yeah.
So you look at him, do you?
Yeah.
You got one with a little TV screen?
Yeah.
But you still need your husband in the same room, though? That's not enough? Is that not enough? What about if he's in his own room and you have a baby monitor that you can turn the volume down, but you can see, OK, and then at least you can have your husband back in your own bedroom and you're back in your own room? I mean, wouldn't that be a step forward?
Yeah.
We was on about doing
Let's
it.
talk about the reality of the relationship then. Because if you're sleeping in separate rooms, and that's been going on for like 14 months now, like what relationship is there?
It isn't really, is it? That's like we said to each other the other day, we just feel like flatmates, to be honest. But it'd be nice to get back to normal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What would it be nice to?
Just share the same bed, you know, not anything, you know, just to have someone in your own bed.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think that'd be bad either, do you? I mean, just saying. I mean, truthfully, I mean, You've both got to be feeling like, well, where's the cuddles? Where's just the intimate time? Just together.
Really none of that, is there?
Do you not miss that?
Yeah.
Do you not miss laying in bed with your partner and
That's what I say.
cuddle up?
I'll get in on the night and then don't know what kind of day Lisa's had, obviously. I talk to her if I can on the phone, dinner breaks and that, but I can come in and she, like the other night, she was upset when I come in. She don't want to be touched, she just, you know, she sort of like...
Do you feel that way?
Wants to be left.
If I've had a bad day with Adam and Dave, I don't know, gives me a hug or something, I'm just like, you know, get off, don't want to know.
Why?
Because I'm either tired or I'm just not in the mood or...
For a cuddle?
Yeah.
Why? Do you feel that's going to go somewhere else?
Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time, yeah.
So what she's saying is that she feels that if it's a cuddle, it might lead to further cuddles and basically more cuddles and more of those cuddles that you're not ready for.
No.
You're not?
I just don't want to feel like this no more. I really didn't think this would happen to me. You know, I'm just tired of feeling down all the time and I hate getting up. You know, I'm supposed to be happy. We've got a family. You know, he's nearly 14 months old and I'm not happy.
After the break, we get to see what happened when the family returned home. Did they follow my advice?
Still to come on Family Matters.
The reality is that you've got to look at how you're going to take these steps forward in order to get better.
That's the first time I've left him with someone he's never met before.
Good, that's a start.
Welcome back and thank you for joining me today while I revisit some of the families I've had the pleasure of meeting on the show. My next family felt desperate with their problems and asked for help to fix their ongoing conflict at home. Take a look at what happened.
It's like I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm really sick of this, you know. Sorry. Sometimes I think it's someone else's life and I'm living it through their eyes. I never thought I'd be the person experiencing this. And it's horrible because, you know, I should be enjoying life. I've had a son, we've wanted a child for ages. You know, when I was pregnant, I used to vision, we go to the beach and be a family, and it's nothing like that. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see me. I don't see the way I used to be.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'd just leave her a lot, because I wouldn't, but it would be hard. Obviously, living like this is no good for Lisa or me, or the baby.
My fears for the relationship is that Dave will leave. I think it doesn't matter how many times he'll say, I'm not going to leave you, I'm not going to leave you. I still feel like he's going to leave, because why would you want to be with someone who's so depressed and low all the time?
I mean, my hopes for the future, obviously Lisa gets better. Perhaps Adam, we will have another little baby.
I want us to become more of a family. You know, me and Dave have that intimate side. Just the word happy.
My hopes for the future is that Lisa will get better and that they will be happy. She needs to build a confidence up, to enjoy the time with Adam while he's so tiny and to get herself right.
So I'm watching the tape and I see this underlying fear of you feeling like it's, you know, the relationship's going to end up falling apart because there is no relationship between the pair of you.
But that's, I mean, before all this was going on, she's always had it in the back of her head. If we have a bad argument, I'm going to leave. But I don't know if that's...
there anyway?
Yeah, I don't know if
so
that's...
the anxiety's there anyway?
My parents split up, so...
So we're dealing with a lot of anxiety. I mean, we've gone from, you know, a very unideal labour, OK? You had postnatal depression, and now we're dealing with a symptom of that, this huge anxiety that you have constantly, you know, and I want to be able to look at how you move forward with little small baby steps you can do to make you feel more comfortable. You've got to be able to really decrease the amount of anxiety that you feel with Adam, so that ultimately, the more time you have away, the more time that you guys can connect and get yourselves back on track as well. Look at him, love him.
That's the first time I've left him, you know, with someone he's never met before.
Good, that's a start. How does that make you feel?
Happy?
He's happy. Look at him. He's happy, love him. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because he's being cared for and looked after, and and he's enjoying the little toys there on the table. Here's the first step today. You came here, and look, you're not with him. He's being looked after. You can see he's enjoying himself, and that's what I'm saying. I'd like to see you do when you go back home. So I'd like to make sure that I can bring you back and forth for a week, okay, at your house, because what I'd love to be able to see, okay, is for you, we'll supply the car, okay, so you can go back and forth, okay, to your daughter's house. And what I'd like to be able to see from yourself is for you to be able to wean away, okay, in the house first, all right? Okay. So mum's with Adam in the house, and you're upstairs. I don't care if you're taking a bubble bath, reading a book. I don't care if you're washing your hair, grooming it, painting your toenails. I do not care. What I want to see is mum with your little one and you just detaching yourself in the house, all right? Then what I'd like to see on the next day is I'd like to see you actually pop outside the house and take a walk around the block and come back again. You went, oh my God, your eyes just went, a walk around the block. Yeah, a walk around the block. But as long as you show him that you come back, then what you're teaching him is object permanence. In other words, you can see me, now you don't see me. You can see me, now you don't see me, because I come back. You need to teach him that so that he doesn't feel that anxiety. Look at him, just look at him, he's fine. He feels that, he knows that, he can sense that, you know, but you make him nervous as well. If you're nervous, nothing is going to happen to him. He's being looked after, you know, and you've done that today. So I'd like to see towards the end of the week, okay, from upstairs to 3 times around the block to an hour for you guys to go out on Saturday for lunch together. And we'll pay for your lunch, okay? I'll take you out for lunch. Mum, babysit so that you can go out and have that time just to make that first step in connecting, okay? So that you know that you can do it. And that when you come back, that you know Adam's fine. So, can we take the bed out of the baby's room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it done anyway. Now, let's talk about this intimacy, because obviously you're worried that a cuddle's going to become a cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. Okay, so where can we safely say that we can cuddle with knowing right now, respectfully, it can't go anywhere right now because it's just not in the place where you're at right now?
It's meant no difference to me anyway. I've been made love for ages, so it don't bother me, like. You know? I'd be happy to go in and give her a cuddle every night before bed.
You know, you'll know when you're, you know, ready to take it the next step, and that's a conversation that you can have. But for now, I think it's, you know, we can safely say, we know, stop there. Be happy for a cuddle. Give him a cuddle then. He's happy for a cuddle. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and quite easily, with taking these baby steps and being consistent with that, you can have yourself in a much better place, you know, as a family, and for Adam as well. So do we have a game plan? We've got Mum, Car's picking you up, taking you back and forth, making sure that you get to your daughter's house safely. We've got you going upstairs whilst you're playing with the little one downstairs. We've got you going around the block. The neighbours are going to be wondering, what's she doing walking around the block? Okay, 3 times that day. We've then got you going out for an hour, whatever, coming back again. Do we have a game plan?
Yeah.
All right, good, because that little one there needs it from his parents. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd like to think where I would be now if I hadn't have done it.
I think if you hadn't met Joe, Lisa would still be the same, probably, to be honest. But obviously seeing Jo and listening to the points that she's gave us, that's why I think we've moved on a bit now.
Yeah, I seem a bit more positive, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel now for me. I feel the future holds a more positive outlook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We can talk more, be more open.
That's it, we can, you know, we're starting to plan a few things,
Yeah.
going on holiday.
Just feels more happy, doesn't it, and more...
It's an happier environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing Jo, it helped that much that I know Lisa's going to be okay now, and whatever she does, hopefully being positive, I shall always be proud of her.
With all family issues, it takes a lot of hard work and commitment to fix the problems. However, it has been amazing to see that today's families are all moving forward in the right direction. Thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.
Thanks for watching Nurture. Make sure you subscribe for more modern parenting.